Hi, my name is Taylor Walkenhorst. I think it's important that the first day of class, the rules and expectations of the class are given to the students. This is important to set the stage so the students know what's expected of them and how they're supposed to perform in class to receive a good grade in class. By presenting it the first day of class and in a certain way, it allows the students to have no questions on what's expected of them and allows them to not ever make excuses for their bad performance. The two procedures and rules that I'd like to talk about implementing is respect and then the bell ringer activity for my classroom. For respect, respect is necessary in every classroom. In a scholarly journal article that I was able to find in the university's library, there's an article called Teachers' Classroom Management Behavior and Students' Classroom Misbehavior. And it talked about the principle of respect and how there's different ways that respect needs to be implemented. That a lot of times when students are just wandering around class and are not paying attention, it's not because they dislike the subject or are not interested in school. It's mainly a respect issue. And with this, I would be using a PowerPoint presentation and discuss what respect is with the students, how they can show respect, and what is not respect, and certain activities or behaviors that show respect and certain activities and behaviors that do not show respect, so the students understand what respect is and what is expected of them that way. The second is the bell activity. This is a procedure that a lot of teachers use, and I've seen a lot of teachers use this activity to get the students focused and ready to go when the bell rings. And what it is when the last bell rings to start class, students need to be in their seat. There'll be a bell ringer activity, either a writing prompt for them, maybe a short quiz, or a video clip that they'll watch and then record their response to in their journals. And they'll have 3 to 5 minutes to complete the bell activity. This will give them points at the beginning of class. As the teacher, I'll go around and check their bell activities to make sure they completed them, and then they'll receive points for them. This makes sure that they're not tardy, make sure that they're in their seats ready to go, and helps them focus and learn. This is something that was kind of discussed in our textbook, Comprehensive Classroom Management by Vern and Louise Jones. They just talked about that teachers need to use various teaching techniques to keep students from being disruptive. And they talked about a study that was done where 2 classrooms were filmed with disruptive students and how teachers handled the disruptions and how teachers prevented the disruptions from happening in the class. And what they found in the textbook is that, and what they said in the textbook is that teachers that used various teaching techniques they found had little to no disruptions in class. And so for me, the bell activity and the bell ringer activity is can be added to the variety of teaching techniques to help keep the kids focused and moving along with the lesson in class. And I believe it really does help set the stage and get them ready to go to learn and be in the class. Discipline is established many different ways in class. I think as a teacher, you have to have your procedures and rules set up, and then you have to follow through on them. For example, with my bell ringer activity, if a student's tardy, they're not going to be able to do the bell ringer activity and receive points that day for the activity. As a teacher with discipline, I need to make sure that I follow that rule for every student and not let maybe a student slide and do the bell ringer activity if they're tardy. If they're tardy, they're not going to be able to do the bell ringer activity, and students will know that. And by doing that, that's going to establish some discipline to be on time and be in your seat and be ready to go by the time class starts, and helps with classroom management. I think when there's respect in the classroom and there's discipline and the teacher has a great lesson plan set up, it helps establish a sense of community in the classroom, because through the lesson plan, students are going to be able to interact with each other. I think lesson plans need to be planned out to where there's student interaction going on, where they're talking with other students, getting opinions from other students, learning from other students. And by doing this, it's going to bring the students together and make us feel like our classroom is a community, and that they can rely on each other and get to know each other. Thanks for listening. Again, my name is Taylor Walkenhorst.